James Cooper wiped the grease from his hands as he stood in the maintenance hangar of Forward Operating Base Sentinel, Afghanistan. At 42 years old, his weathered face and quiet demeanor made him nearly invisible among the younger soldiers bustling around the base. He was just a civilian contractor, a mechanic who fixed vehicles and kept his head down. Nobody paid much attention to the man in the worn coveralls who arrived before dawn and left after dark. That was exactly how James wanted it. "Cooper, the Humvee in Bay 3 is making that noise again," called out Sergeant Miller, a 24-year-old motor pool supervisor who treated James like he was simple. "Think you can figure it out this time, or do I need to call in a real mechanic?" James nodded without looking up. "I'll take a look, Sergeant." "Yeah, you do that," Miller said, walking away while talking to his buddies. "I swear, they sent us the bottom of the barrel with this guy. Probably couldn't cut it in the real army, so now he's pushing wrenches for contractor money." The other soldiers laughed. James had heard it all before, the jokes, the condescension, the assumption that anyone doing his job must have failed at everything else. He'd been at FOB Sentinel for 8 months, and in that time, he'd kept to himself, did his work, and avoided attention. That was the deal he'd made with himself 15 years ago. Stay invisible, stay quiet, never look back. But today, that deal was about to be broken. Colonel Richard Hartley arrived at FOB Sentinel on a crisp October morning, his convoy of black SUVs kicking up dust as they rolled through the main gate. At 58, Hartley was a decorated officer with 3 decades of service, a chest full of medals, and the kind of command presence that made junior officers straighten their spines from 50 yards away. He was there for a routine inspection, the kind of visit that sent base commanders into a frenzy of preparation. Everything had to be perfect. Every soldier had to look sharp. Every piece of equipment had to shine. Hartley strode through the base with his entourage, inspecting formations, reviewing operations, asking pointed questions that made people sweat. He'd seen it all, done it all, and had very little patience for incompetence. When he reached the motor pool, he paused to watch the mechanics at work. Sergeant Miller immediately rushed over, saluting sharply. "Sir, motor pool operating at full capacity, sir. All vehicles mission ready." Hartley nodded, his sharp eyes scanning the hangar. That's when he noticed James, half hidden under a Humvee, his legs sticking out as he worked on the undercarriage. "Who's that?" Hartley asked. "That's Cooper, sir, one of our civilian contractors, mechanic." "How long has he been here?" "About 8 months, sir.